Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on in the background while you work, sometimes the content that you like is very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. I feel a little bit, I'm not gonna say ashamed, but sad, I don't know. I took the liberty to go ahead and do what I needed to do to get to this part. As you can see, I have the stitches reserved on another DPN, and I just went ahead and did my cast on 2 extra that the pattern calls for, have my stitches reserved, and I am working in pattern. Now, I did 1 round of appropriate pattern, and it may be strange to me, but it appears that the instructions say to continue to work in pattern until there are 2 inches of knitting below the gusset. Now, if you look at the gusset right here, I would think this part would be below, but the logic tells me that they mean above this way, so you're still knitting up the hand, not working down, unless they mean down this way and you're supposed to be looking at it like this. Either way, I need 2 more inches just doing in pattern before I can move on to the next step. So that is where we are. What am I doing? Oh yes, I am just purling this round. I realized that continuing in the messed up pattern way means that forever until the end of the pattern I just have to keep working it in the wrong way. But now that I've stopped on what would be the right way, I'm going to pretend that I'm starting it the way the pattern had indicated. So we're just gonna do it like it says. Oh yes, I did my walk. It was nice and peaceful. There were some dogs, my neighbor's dogs, that were barking when I came back home, but for the most part it was quiet today, so that was nice. Nice walk without anybody outside. Though I think I did run into a couple spider webs because it felt really like wispy on my face when I came into this like tree area, so that was a little bit alarming. So it was good though. I'm feeling refreshed. But the night is still young. I need to hop in the shower after I speak with you guys, do this last little bit, and continue editing some of the other videos I have, and make sure I have some stuff through the rest of the week. I will probably work on this tomorrow. I still have some more chores to do. I'm finally buying a water cooler. It was something that my partner and I really wanted for a long time because we drink a lot of water. We used to have like a water filtration, like a little pitcher in the fridge, but we'd go through so much water that the pitcher would just be full of warm water, and we don't have a water dispenser because we have like a regular fridge that's just a freezer on the top and a refrigerated part on the bottom, and there's not a water thing on it. Then we started using this one filter called Every Drop, which it just is like this little funnel looking thing with a filtration device inside, and you can use any pitcher you want, any size. You just make sure it fits under your faucet, and then you put the little contraption between your faucet and your pitcher or whatever container you're using, and it filters in there. And the same thing is like we would have a fridge full of cold water and hardly any room for anything else, because we had a bunch of pitchers full of water, and then my partner, I am throwing them under the bus. They wouldn't fill up a pitcher when they used it. So we would get to the point where we would just have 2 empty pitchers in the fridge because they didn't want to stop and take a moment to refill it after they drank the last bit out of one of the pitchers. So that didn't work. And then for a while we were doing bottled water. And then when we switched to the refrigerated filters, we went back to bottled water because the every drop thing was not working the way that we had intended it to, as far as, taking the time to fill it up. And then with the bottled water, the just amount of recycling that we have is quadrupled because all of the water bottles are being recycled. And then my partner still would not put water in to make sure there's cold water. The house rule is, if you take something out of the fridge that needs to be refrigerated, you need to put something back in so that the next person who wants one can grab the refrigerated item. And my partner would just keep grabbing and grabbing and grabbing, and then there wouldn't be any waters in the fridge, or soda, or sparkling water, or smoothie shake thing that is shelf safe. And it's like, put one in if you take one out. I think I need to make a sign on the door to say, if you take one, leave one, or something. So I thought I was gonna do it as like a little birthday gift for them, but every time I thought about getting one, I just didn't really find one that I wanted. And finally I was like, you know what, we're both home a lot more, and it's hot, and we're still consuming a lot of water, and we aren't going to the store to get it, and we're getting upcharged if somebody else brings it to us because of the weight of it. Home delivery, the Instacart service that we use, charges for extra weight. So if you buy a lot of heavy stuff, then you get charged extra for them to deliver it. So that adds up because you're also tipping them, and that's not included with the weight charge or the delivery fee. So it's adding up. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go halvesies and get the water cooler. And we had one at my job, and I love it, except for now, because of the pandemic, we have removed, this is if I go back, whenever I go back to work in the office, they removed the coffee maker and the water cooler. So you have to, find your own way to get water. And they turned off the drinking fountains too, so that people wouldn't gather and use the same water fountain. So you literally have to bring your own water to work now anyway. So it's like, okay. But we're trying it out. They're supposed to be coming this week. The day I'm filming this is officially now it's Sunday morning. And so we have delivery on Tuesday sometime in the day. They said between 8 and 5, which is great. That means any time. Thankfully, I will be at home the whole day, and then they're going to set it up. So my chore today is to find a spot in the house, because it can't fit in the kitchen, but find somewhere else in the house where this water cooler can go, so that it's going to be out of the way and not bumped. But thankfully, because it's a bottom loading cooler, it's going to be heavy on the bottom, which means it won't likely be bumped and tipped over by, not that my cats are that strong, but in case they end up making a head first charge into it for some reason when they're playing or something, it's not going to tip over. If it was top heavy, it might. So excited about that. Excited about some, and it's a hot and cold, so I can make my tea super fast as well. Instant drinks, instant oatmeal, or whatever I have where I need to heat up some water. I don't have to use the microwave so much anymore. So, yay! But yes, other than that, I have a little bit more laundry to do, and just making sure that the area is ready for Tuesday. Monday I have to go into work. I have to train somebody, or a couple people actually. Some new people who are going to be helping out a little bit. So I'll be working with them for about an hour. But one of my colleagues is out as well, so I'm picking up part of what they do. So I imagine I will be busy. So I figure Sunday is going to be my day to make this happen. Tidy up the area so that I don't have to worry about it Monday night, because I imagine I'm going to be a wee bit tired after that busy Monday. Okay. So we're just knitting. Well, we're just working in pattern. So this is kind of like after you've decreased for your sock, and you're just, well, I've only knit socks, so I can't speak to a mitten or a glove or anything, but this is the part where you just kind of keep doing what you need to do until you get to the length you need. So hey. And I tried on, I see where I made, okay, so if you're new, this is our knit along. This is Mitt the Family pattern by Neish Design. If you care to join us, check out the link in the description to the Ravelry page where you can make this purchase. And I realized that earlier on when I dropped my stitches, I think it happened when I was trying on the mitten through the cuff part, because I tried it on again after I did the thumb just to see what it felt like, and I dropped 2 stitches again. So thankfully I still have my crochet hook in here, so I was able to pick up those stitches. But I was like, oh, okay, I think I realized what I did wrong last time and how that happened. So if I'm gonna try anything on, it's actually funny because I was looking at a yarn shop and I saw they had these, they called them like try-on wires. They're just like rubbery wire, like string that you run through your knitting. Let's say you're doing a sweater or something. So basically it's a stitch holder, a very long stitch holder. So you can put on your garment and make sure everything fits the way it should before you continue. And I was like, oh, yeah, that would have been something to have if I were smarter about trying this glove on, or this mitten on, but at the same time, I could have just had a longer circular needle and did the same thing. But this 9-inch length cord is perfect for this. It's not too short, it's not too long. I can scoot all my stitches around just fine. This is like what I imagined knitting socks would be like if I had used a 9-inch circular instead of a 10-inch. Which is actually something else that I purchased recently, is a 9-inch circulars for sock size. So I can go back to using circulars with my sock patterns. Is really that's what the hang up was. Well, there were lots of hang ups, but that's one of the hang ups I had with the rib knit sock, was the cord was too long, so I couldn't scoot my stitches around as easily as I could if the cord was an inch shorter. But yes, and this is the This is like the peaceful knitting part because it's just doing the pattern around, no counting, no measuring, at least not for a while. I have a ways to go before I can start measuring, but it's knitting so quickly that I think if all goes well, I don't think we'll spend more than like 2 weeks on each mitten. I mean, if I did it all in one sitting, it probably wouldn't be that long, but considering that I'm filming as I go, minus adding that stitch and knitting and pattern to establish the new section, pretty quick knit. And it is honestly kind of like not even a whole week because I'm adding more episodes per day than I'm actually knitting. So like I'm breaking up each day into a couple segments, even though I'm still working on the project in one day. But it's cool. But here we are, just making our way around. Trying to think of what I want to eat for dinner tomorrow. I know it's like, why are you thinking about that right now? Really, I'm trying to think of things I don't need to use my oven for, and unfortunately, I almost always use my oven, so I've had to transition because it's just been so hot. I really just don't want to turn the oven on if I don't have to. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have broccoli and tomato sauce, like pasta sauce, but with broccoli as like the base, and then crumbled meat substitute and sauce, and that might be nice. Quick and easy, because I really just want to do other things than cook right now. But I'm excited. I bought a lot of... Actually, tomorrow I'm getting some vegetables in and some fruit from Costco, because then I can get bulk. I'm gonna try to make some juice. My partner used to do juices a lot, and I like juice, but it has to be not too bitter. So I got some plums and a lot of spinach and some kiwi. So we'll try to do and ginger. So we'll try to do like a spinach kiwi thing and see how that goes. Hopefully it tastes okay. I mean, I think if the kiwi is strong enough, I might not taste the spinach at all. And it's not that I don't mind spinach. I love spinach. It's just, do I want to drink it? That's the question. And I'm thinking my answer is no. From what I remember last time when we did it, it wasn't tasty. So I need to make it a little sweet. But not too sweet, so that it's like defeating the purpose of it being like good for you. So, yes. Let me know in the comments if you like to make your own juice. My friend and I, it was so funny this one time. It's funny because she actually called me on Thursday night, which was interesting because I was sleepy. So I took a nap, and she gives me a call in the middle of the nap, and I wake up and I see it's her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope, nobody died. And I only said that because I haven't talked to her in a really long time, and she used to be like my best friend. Like, we met each other in 6th grade, and we've just been in each other's lives ever since, but I moved and we're doing our own thing and stuff, so we're not like super super close anymore. But you know, we're close, but not like besties. So the fact that she was calling me was like, okay, that's weird. I'm so tired, I'm just gonna keep sleeping. So I woke up and called her back, and we were talking, and just thinking of her at the moment when I was making my Costco order. I remembered that I was over her house once for like a sleepover, and the next day rolled around and her mom was making breakfast, and she bought some oranges, and she had this electric juicer, and she was so mad because she didn't get like even barely a cup's worth of juice out of the oranges she had, and she bought like a lot. She's like, what the heck? So it was really funny. So we're like, oh, that's cool, I'll just, you know, not drink orange juice today because I don't think there's enough for all of us. So that was really funny. But yes, it does take a lot of your fruit or your vegetable to get some juice. Of course, the more watery it is, the better, but you know, it's still going to take a lot to get all that, get enough to drink. But let me know, do you juice? Do you like to make your own juice? I really want to get a blender soon. I used to have one, but the motor died, and it's been a long time since I have thought about getting a replacement, but I remember how much I liked making smoothies and milkshakes, but mainly smoothies, because I was thinking like I really had a taste for an avocado smoothie, and there are a bunch of restaurants near me that do them really well, and they're sweet. So you have avocado, you have a little bit of lemon and ice, of course, and simple syrup, so that it's a little sweet, and it's just so refreshing and it's so nice. And I'm like, I need a blender so I can blend up my ice and my avocado. And a regular fruit smoothie is good too, but oh man, those mango or the avocado ones are extra nice. Alright, we'll do this last round. I'm starting to get sleepy, and if I have to edit, that means I need to be as awake as possible so I don't mess anything up. And I still have to take my shower, so I got a long night ahead, and it's already midnight, so well, actually it's after midnight now. Me and my night owlness, you know. But now that I've gotten past the hard part, well, I might have spoken too soon, but I feel like I've gotten past the hard part of this pattern. I'm hoping that mitten 2 will be super fast. I'll start it out on circulars so I don't have to fumble around with the DPNs, and I'll make sure that I continue to knit and pattern the way that it actually asks me to, so I don't have to switch up my system. And hopefully the next one will look pretty decent. But like I said at the beginning, I'm like, if anyone's staring at my craftsmanship, if they're that close to my hands, especially right now, then there's something wrong because they should not be that close to me. Nobody should be able to see any flaw anywhere because you need to be 6 feet apart. 6 feet away, mister or ma'am, whoever you are. Back up. Though I wonder how this pattern would knit up if I was using wool, some kind of natural fiber instead of acrylic. That's one thing, it's like it's not as it's not as resilient, like bouncy as wool. So when you stretch it, it kind of stays that way. I'm like super laid back. I'm all the way leaned back. I don't have a pillow propping me up so I'm not at a slant. I have my leg up on the couch. It's like, oh, super chill knitting right now. But yay. I hope if you've gotten to this part you're feeling better about this pattern too, but let me know if you are coming into any other bumps in the road like I did earlier. It does honestly take me a while before I kind of master, not even really master, but just kind of get the hang of something that I'm working on. We are at the end. And then I'll just purl this first stitch on to hold the needle, or hold the place marker. And yay! We are done with this part. And then I just need, I'm about an inch right now. Let me double check before the end of this video reel. Yay! Okay, yeah. I am just an inch, so I need 1 more inch before I can, I guess, do the decreases. I would show you what it looks like on my hand, but I'm not doing that again. Alright, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you're having a good day. I hope your day continues to be good, and we'll see you tomorrow or the next time I upload for this knit along project, which will be tomorrow for you and maybe even tomorrow for me as well. Alright, bye.